This week on The Splash, we've got highlights from the West Bloomfield Lakers' last home game of the season. Then the West Bloomfield Police Department addresses the recent clown sighting within the township. And later, we talk with a local resident whose artwork comes in all shapes and sizes. The Splash is a production of Civic Center TV. We're a news magazine that covers everything, from local news to feature stories. All so that we can bring you the latest from the greater West Bloomfield area. And now, let's dive into The Splash. Hello and welcome to The Splash. I'm your host, Jonathan Jackson, and as always, it's good to have you with us, folks. Well, it's been a long season for the West Bloomfield Lakers and their fans as well, but all of that hard work came to a head after taking on Farmington High School in a blowout victory. And with the school also celebrating senior night, well, there was a lot of emotion both on and off the field. Here's The Splash's Dave Scott with the highlights.
Another season of high school football has come and gone, and while Friday nights here at Lakers Stadium have not always been friendly to the Lakers, at least on the scoreboard, it's been a great season full of fun and activities.
You know, football is such involvement within our community, not just our school, our city of West Bloomfield, and, it ties a lot of pieces. These kids know that a lot of people look up to them, for guidance, people looking at them to see what they're going to do, how they're going to respond to adversity, and we like to use football as a teaching lesson for our young men, and, they've been exemplary so far. That's what makes Friday night special. It's not just about the football team, but to make this show go, it's the people that support the program, the cheerleaders, the band, the fans, the pep team. This is going to be their future home. So, when our stadiums are packed, I always remind the boys, don't forget where they came from.
What's it been like to broadcast the season this year?
It's been great. It's been a great experience, my first year broadcasting, and, Jake and I have had a lot of fun together, and definitely with, Dave's guidance. I think we've grown a lot since the first game, this being the last regular season game. It's been really fun and entertaining, and I can't wait to continue with it this year and next year.
Back up! You and Tyree! Let's go, y'all!
My baby boy's senior game, last game of the season.
What do you think all this means, this high school football thing for young men like your son?
You know what? It's a rite of passage. It's made him grow as an individual. It's made him stronger, and he's become more responsible. And I hope he takes those same skills forward with him in life.
It's going to be a long winter, but memories of a great football season will hold us through the snow and cold until next fall. From West Bloomfield High School, I'm Dave Scott for The Splash.
Thanks, Dave. And for all of you Lakers fans at home, well, the final score for that game was 56-13. An impressive win for our team that puts them into the playoffs against their longtime rival, Bloomfield Hills. And for more information on that game and everything else Laker-related, visit westbloomfieldathletics.com. And as Halloween fast approaches, families are getting their costumes and decorations ready for the holiday. But a recent string of clown-related incidents has the West Bloomfield Police Department asking residents to use common sense and safety when out trick-or-treating. Here's The Splash's April Edwards with the story.
Hi, I'm April Edwards for Civic Center TV. West Bloomfield residents are not laughing at the most recent pranks gone too far, involving attackers dressed as clowns. Sightings of these creepy clowns have been spreading throughout the U.S., and West Bloomfield Police have been paying attention.
We've been watching this phenomenon for some time. It started in the West Coast, and it's been working its way east, and finally it came to West Bloomfield.
Although recent incidents were considered pranks, victims of these pranks could have another idea.
Well, I think the victim can misinterpret the intention of the prankster. They might feel that they're being assaulted or they're being robbed. And, this day and age when there's so many people carrying guns, you never know what could happen. And we certainly don't want a prank to turn into something far worse.
So what steps can residents take to get out of a potential harmful situation?
You want to get yourself out of danger the best that you can. You want to run to a public place. You want to let someone know what's going on so they can dial 911 so we can get the proper assistance to you.
Officer Lawson's message to parents and trick-or-treaters is to enjoy the upcoming festivities as he will with his family.
I'm going out myself for Halloween with my kids, and we want to have a safe environment. So we've increased our patrols. We're going to be out in the neighborhoods in fully marked cars to let the residents know that we're there for them and we're there to protect them.
So the next time you're out and feeling the presence of danger, using these tips will allow you at a better chance for safety. For Civic Center TV, I'm April Edwards. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, April. And to see more from this segment, you can visit civiccentertv.com/Halloween Safety. Coming up, though, we've got a local artist from within the area who shares her unique style of artwork with us. And later, another episode of Sidewalk Talk, featuring our very own George Moore.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Civic Center TV celebrates our region's natural beauty, proud history, tremendous accomplishments, and more with Another Angle, a series featuring a unique bird's-eye view of our area's landscape. Watch Another Angle on Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Civic Center TV has gone social. Now it's easier than ever to watch, save, like, and share our videos online. See what's happening in your neighborhood, on the streets, and on the web at civiccentertv.com. Be a part of the conversation and get involved. We would love to hear from you. For links to our social media pages, visit us at our website or find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
The best way to know when shows debut on Civic Center TV is to become a member. It's absolutely free. We'll send you a regular newsletter with all the latest updates. Just go to civiccentertv.com and click the Members tab. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm your host, Jonathan Jackson. In the past, we've told you about the Kego Harbor group known as Art Sale, which features a wide range of artists from across greater West Bloomfield. And it includes this next woman, who uses her talents to create some rather interesting designs. Here's The Splash's Ben Goldman with the details.
Jessica Strong is a local artist who repurposes decor for a whole new rustic design.
Since I was a kid, I've always been very creative. My mom was creative. She was in fashion when she was younger, and it kind of carried over to me. I've always made like little knickknacks and things like that. And finally I realized that I really liked it and I was pretty good at it. I guess it's kind of repurposing, but it's anything from, you know, finding something and turning it into something new with different materials, or just finding something old and antique and giving it a fresh coat of paint.
For Jessica, her art is more than just a hobby. It's her creative outlet.
For right now, it's a hobby. I do have a full-time job, but you know, it's not. I don't get to do anything creative there. It's more of, you know, it's financing, so it's a little different.
Her creativity is a part of her, and is something that the local West Bloomfield community embraces.
It's very new to me, calling myself an artist in general, but just in this community and in the general area, I mean, I'm more accepted than I would have ever imagined. People that do things just like me, people that do opposite things but are artists alike, not artists. I mean, people just appreciate the creativity and, you know, the different types of things that I do. You know, it feels good. It feels good to be accepted, and people don't care. They think it's cool. Just because they can't do it doesn't mean that, you know, there's nothing wrong with it.
Reporting for The Splash, this is Ben Goldman.
Thanks, Ben. And if you'd like to know more about Art Sale or how to join their organization, you can visit their website at artsalekego.wixsite.com/info. Or you can go to their Facebook page and type in Art Sale for more information. Well, now it's time for another of our Splash segments, Sidewalk Talk, where our very own George Moore discusses topics at random with residents here in Greater West Bloomfield.
Hi, George Moore for Civic Center TV and The Splash, out here on the streets of West Bloomfield, asking the questions we want to get answers to. Particularly, what celebrity do people say you look like? This should be fun. A lot of people say I resemble Lou Gossett Jr.
You're better looking.
Thank you. But what celebrity do people say you resemble?
There's two. My favorite is Tiffany Amber Thiessen of Saved by the Bell era. Okay. And Kirstie Alley.
Morris Chestnut.
I can see that. Although he's bald now.
Yeah.
Probably Snow White because I have like fair skin and dark hair.
I've gotten Valerie Bertinelli before.
I see that. That's who it was.
That's it. I've gotten Katie Holmes before.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Charles Barkley.
I see that.
Former basketball player. And also, someone says I resemble Martin Luther King.
It's the actress that played Penelope in the movie Penelope. I don't remember her name.
It's a rapper named Designer. A lot of people say I look like him. I mean, I don't think so. There's a lot of people who say it.
What celebrity do people say you resemble the most?
The cameraman just told me Ben Affleck, so I'm going to roll with that for the rest of my life. I'm happy with that one.
I've heard Ross Lynch a lot.
I see that.
Yeah.
Jada Pinkett Smith.
I see that.
Kim Kardashian, so I think people are just like taking bits and pieces of all of them and seeing maybe something in me, but...
And I've had people say, I think Stone Cold Steve Austin too, maybe, so.
The Austin I can see. I can see the Steve Austin. I'm going to get body slammed here anytime now. Once again, greater West Bloomfield area, you come through like champs in answering the questions that we asked you. So we'll be out here again, so look for us. For Civic Center TV and The Splash, I'm George Moore. Sidewalk Talk.
Definitely one of our favorite episodes from George Moore, who as always gave us some of the greatest questions to ask you, the community. So if you haven't seen them for yourself, then go check them out on our website at civiccentertv.com/sidewalktalk. But now it's time for a Civic Center event update. And to stay up to date on all the following current events, you can visit civiccentertv.com/events. So without further ado, let's get started. Remember, the West Bloomfield Trail is still closed at the First Orchard Lake Road crossing, just south of Pontiac Trail. For more information on how long and what else we can expect from this development, call 248-451-1900. Meet live bats from around the world and observe the many similarities and differences between these amazing mammals. On Tuesday, October 25th, you can come to Marshbank Park from 6:30 to 7:30 and see a leaf-nosed bat, a flying fox bat, and more. Registration is required for both children and adults, and the cost is $8 for residents and $13 for non-residents. For more information, you can go to West Bloomfield Parks and Rec or call 248-451-1900. Join the Nutty Scientists for a special after-school event filled with exciting Halloween science. On Thursday, October 27th at the Aquatic Center from 6 to 7 p.m., you can experience hands-on interactive experiments and demonstrations, sparking kids' curiosity and interest in science. The event is for ages 5 to 10, and to register, you can go to the West Bloomfield Parks and Rec website or call 248-451-1900. Coming to the Berman Center for the Performing Arts on Thursday, October 27th at 6 p.m. is the Sphinx Virtuosi, led by the Catalyst Quartet, and is one of the nation's most dynamic and professional chamber orchestras. Comprised of 18 of the nation's top Black and Latino classical soloists, these alumni of the internationally renowned Sphinx competition perform as cultural ambassadors. The tickets only start at $10, and you can register by going to theberman.org. If you enjoy wearing your pajamas, then head on down to the West Bloomfield Library on Thursday, October 27th at 7 p.m. And you can participate in an evening full of stories, songs, finger plays, and rhymes. And don't forget to bring your favorite stuffed animal. For more information, call the library at 248-682-2120. All kids are invited to the Orchard Mall for a Monster Mash on Friday, October 28th at 7 p.m. Children will have fun dancing the night away with chances to earn prizes for their costumes. This is a benefit for the Greater West Bloomfield Community Coalition and only costs $3 per child. Also, parents or guardians must attend but do not need to purchase a ticket. The first 50 kids to register are free, so go on to orchardmallwb.com to sign up. And also for the kids, Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital has this creepy cool cooking class where you can get in on all the fun during Halloween. The event takes place on Saturday, October 29th from 10 till noon in their kitchen area. Be sure to wear your Halloween costume as well, since this class will include fun, interactive cooking, along with delicious samples to try and take home. Also, you must be between the ages of 6 and 12 to participate, and early registration is required, along with a cost of $25 per person. Then the West Bloomfield Library is having a Halloween Monster Mash later on Saturday, October 29th at 11 a.m. Wear your favorite Halloween costume, listen to music from a DJ, and make terrific Halloween crafts to take home. All ages are welcome, so be sure to stop on by. English Gardens invites kids ages 3 to 12 to come dressed in your Halloween costume and bring a pre-decorated pumpkin for judging in their annual contest. The event takes place in their West Bloomfield location on Saturday, October 29th from 11:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. Why not read a book with some of the West Bloomfield Parks and Rec resident reptiles on Thursday, October 27th at 10:30 a.m. Their box turtle will be joining in for the story time, and you can make a craft to take home as well. The cost is only $5 per resident and $10 per non-resident, and there's no charge for adults. The West Bloomfield School District is celebrating the fine arts on October 26th and 27th with a forensic showcase at the Abbott at 7 p.m. and a strings masquerade concert on October 26th at Orchard Lake Middle School at 7 p.m. Take your pick, or go to both if you can, to see 2 delightful shows put on by West Bloomfield students. On Sunday, October 30th, the Greater Detroit's Human Trafficking Awareness Symposium will take place at 1 p.m. on the grounds of West Bloomfield High School. The symposium will consist of presentations by representatives from Homeland Security, the Oakland County Sheriff's Office, the U of M Human Trafficking Clinic, and the FBI to educate the community on what human trafficking is, how to identify potential trafficking situations, and how the internet factors into trafficking itself. There will also be a showing of short films on the subject, and due to the nature of this event, the content may not be appropriate for students younger than high school. To get involved, go to the West Bloomfield High School website online. Have you ever bought too much candy during Halloween and you want to get rid of some of your leftovers? Well, then why not donate it to troops serving overseas? That's right, you can turn excessive amounts of candy munching into a service project by sending thanks and encouragement to our troops overseas, who enjoy sweets just as much as we do. The Oakland County Sheriff's Office is now accepting Halloween candy, individually wrapped, and no chocolate please, at their headquarters in Pontiac on Tuesday, November 1st until Friday, November 4th, from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. The Jacket Club is starting their winter hat and mitten drive on Wednesday, November 2nd. You can drop off new hats and mittens and put them on the tree or in the box at Gino's Restaurant. And the event runs all day, so be sure to stop on by anytime. And wouldn't you know it, that's all for now. But if you're looking to find even more events going on in your neighborhood, then be sure to follow us at civiccentertv.com/events and look up our events calendar. Or you can watch us here for more information on everything going on in the greater West Bloomfield area. Well, as we head into the break, stay tuned, because afterwards I'll be talking with a West Bloomfield resident who was recently appointed to the Michigan Physical Fitness Council.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV.
I'm Kelly Waterfall for Civic Center TV. All around West Bloomfield, people are saying there's great, if not totally compelling programming on Civic Center TV. What's the best way to know when our newest shows debut? Become a member. It's absolutely free. We'll send you a regular newsletter with all the latest updates. Just go to civiccentertv.com and click the Members tab. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Be sure to catch live coverage of Lakers sports, up-to-date information on local events, and of course, non-stop music on 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
For years, Civic Center TV has been bringing you live coverage of local municipal meetings. The meetings are now available on demand at civiccentertv.com/meetings, or watch the meetings again the following day on Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash, everyone. I'm Jonathan Jackson, and joining me at the desk this week is Justin Zatkoff. He's a member of the Governor's Council on Physical Fitness, Health, and Sports, an associate attorney at Dickinson Wright, and a fairly new resident to our area here in West Bloomfield. So, Justin, I'm glad to have you on the show today.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. I'm glad to be here.
Not a problem. So, tell me a little bit about yourself, Justin. You're on the Michigan Governor's Physical Fitness Council.
Yep.
How did that, happen?
Yeah, well, I have had a lifelong passion for physical fitness, sports, and just really living a healthy way of life. Some years are better than others. Some days are better than others.
Right, the motivation and
right
to get up and
right,
do it. Yep.
Exactly. But you never feel better when you're living an active lifestyle. Both what I do as an attorney, when I work out in the morning, I always feel I always have a more productive day, and just emotionally, you feel better, you feel more accomplished.
Yeah, the active physical, activity helps, your blood pump and your gets your brain going in the morning.
Right, and I guess it really started in high school. I went to Brother Rice High School over in Bloomfield Township, and I ran track there. I ran cross country. I played football, and from there, I have just always tried to maintain that running shape that I'm in. Okay. And at some point, I became aware of this governor's council on physical fitness. I actually submitted an application twice for it. There are 15 members from around the state, and the second time I submitted an application, I received a call from the governor's office asking me if I would be willing to serve in the capacity, and I was thrilled. So
and for those curious at home, what does that entail? What are some of your duties on the council?
Yeah, so the governor's council basically has a mission to improve and increase physical activity in the state. Okay. So we, as a council, the procedural step is we get together every so often and meet. Okay. And brainstorm of ways that we can do that. Now, we work closely with an organization called the Michigan Fitness Foundation, which is kind of the 501c3 operational entity that really partners. We partner with 9 different governmental agencies. I think I wrote some notes down. I think
sure.
Yeah, well, I think we have about 800 other partners in the state, from businesses to local units of government, to work on a variety of programs that go directly to our goal. So one of those programs I took a note on is the Safe Routes to School program, where as a council we're not necessarily raising the funds directly. We're working with local school districts like the City of Detroit School District to determine, okay, how can you get a safe route within 2 square miles of every school in the district? Mm-hmm. How can you make it safe for students to walk or bike into school?
Very important. I mean, especially kids, they sometimes don't look when they cross the street, or, it's good to have crossing guards out to keep that safety and that protection there, and even here in West Bloomfield, I know our kids too, crossing the street and safety, and, they're very active. So, it's just good to have that always in mind.
It is, and that's just one example of many programs that we try to provide operational support on. Are you familiar with the Iron Bell Trail?
No.
Okay,
actually, no.
So the Iron Bell Trail is another program that we're kind of taking the lead on. That is a trail that it's actually 2 different trails. It's a trail that basically runs from Belle Isle to Ironwood, Michigan. And there's 2 different trails. I think it's actually, so it's some numbers for you.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a 1,273 mile hiking trail, a 791 mile bike trail.
Oof.
It encompasses 48 counties in the state, 83 cities and towns, and 351 townships.
Oh man, I'm tired just.
So someone has to kind of take the lead, and how do we make this a cohesive trail? And that's where the Governor's Council
really steps in and makes it into a
right, and makes it working with there's federal grant money available, state grant money available for local townships and cities to pave their portion of the trail and connect it to others.
That's great, Justin.
Yeah.
Glad to hear.
Thanks.
Well, one more question before you go. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? I know you're a marathon runner, a triathlon athlete. Do you ever get out here in West Bloomfield, any trails or areas you like to practice on?
My wife and I, we just moved into our house on Labor Day weekend.
Oh, okay.
So I'm still exploring, but I have a route around my house, but But I've been looking on the City of West Bloomfield or Township of West Bloomfield website for, I think there's like a nature preserve right by the house. So I'm looking forward to exploring that some more.
All right. Well, Justin, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you coming by, telling me a little bit about what you do, and so glad to hear more about Michigan physical fitness. So,
great.
Everyone, thanks again to Justin for joining me on the program. And, of course, guys, remember, stay active, keep fit, and get outside because there's still plenty of good weather left, for us to get out and enjoy until the winter comes. So, thanks again, Justin.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, everyone. Well, it's time now for another of our recurring segments called Minute with Nature, speaking of nature earlier. And we were talking with park naturalist Lorna Zuri, who tells us all about the wildlife here in West Bloomfield.
Hello and welcome to Minute with Nature. I'm your host, Lorna Zuri, the park naturalist for West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation. And today we're here inside our nature room talking about fall. Fall is really the time when animals are getting ready. Some of them are getting ready to migrate, some of them are getting ready to hibernate, but some of them are getting ready to survive the winters that we have here in Michigan, which can get pretty cold. How do animals know that fall is here or that it's the time to prepare for winter? A lot of people guess that it's by the temperature, but it's really actually the photo period. So animals know that winter is coming and it's time for them to prepare by the different changes in light. If there's less daytime, they know that it's time to start preparing. One way that animals begin to prepare is by changing their fur. This is the fur from a white-tailed deer. The neat thing about white-tailed deer fur in the winter is that after they've shed their summer coat, they begin to grow this thicker coat. Each individual strand of hair is hollow. We sometimes like to call it hair air. So not just the thicker fur, but the air is what helps insulate them to survive our cold winters. Another animal that does this is the weasel. Weasels are usually brown and black in the fall. As winter approaches, they shed all of that brown and black fur and they turn white. Just the very tip of their tail stays black, and they are able to blend in and camouflage in the snow to hide from predators. Fall is a busy time to store food for those animals that will be awake all winter long, such as the blue jays and the squirrels and chipmunks. Acorns are a huge, huge production in this time of year. A fully grown oak tree can produce up to 50,000 acorns per season. Over 100 species in the United States use acorns as a main source of food in the fall. 75% of a deer's diet is made up of acorns in the fall. In the winter, they start to change once the acorns are eaten by other animals or stored away. They change what they eat, and they start to do what's called browsing. They nibble on branches of trees, buds, and bark. Blue jays are one animal that loves acorns that many people forget about. They actually can carry 3 or 4 acorns in their beak at a time since they're such a large bird, and they cache them and store them inside crevices of trees. But it's really interesting to see how these survival methods work for them. Since fall is the time for these animals to get ready, they're busy changing their fur and storing food to prepare for winter. And that's your Minute with Nature.
Thanks, Lauren. And if you'd like to see even more episodes of Minute with Nature, then you can visit civiccentertv.com/MWN. Now let's turn to our final segment here on the show, our Person of the Week, where we acknowledge an individual within the community who is either helping or inspiring others. And this week's recipient is Keego Harbor Garden Club member, Leslie Clark. When it comes to plants and gardening, Leslie Clark is one of our local experts. She's an active member of the Keego Harbor Garden Club and has helped bring people from across her community together through open gardening events, which help provide a necessary service that the city often can't fund. Leslie is also an expert on dealing with the invasive plant species such as Phragmites or flowering rush. She even hosted a demonstration on the proper way to remove invasive plants from within Keego, as species such as flowering rush have been known to spread easily throughout the area. Throughout it all, Leslie has proven time and again how much she loves her city and its plant life, keeping Keego Harbor a cleaner and greener place to live, and also making her our Person of the Week. And if you happen to know someone who's providing a service to their community, then let us know by sending an email to the Splash at civiccentertv.com. We want to congratulate those who are making a difference in our area, and we appreciate any and all suggestions. Unfortunately, though, that brings us to the end of our show today. As always, though, you can catch new episodes of The Splash every Monday at 6:30 and throughout the week for replays. And you can also look up previous episodes online at civiccentertv.com or follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook under Civic Center TV for more information. And for all our friends in Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, Keego Harbor, and of course West Bloomfield, I'm Jonathan Jackson. And we want to thank you for watching.